This is Kristen Bell.
And Adam Brody.
And we're dating.
In our new show, Nobody Wants This.
Right. We're not really dating.
No, in real life, we're married.
Right. Married to other people, not each other.
Oh, this is complicated.
Right. It's just like our love lives in Nobody Wants This, a show about what happens when a bold and sometimes provocative podcast host finds her unlikely match in a sweet traditional rabbi.
You can watch every episode of Nobody Wants This now, only on Netflix.
ABC Wednesday.
Y'all complain all day. We want books. We want paper towels in the classroom. Bet you want raises, too.
I'm still waiting on the paper towels.
Abbott Elementary returns with a new season.
We asked the district for more after-school programs. They gave us $50 for class pets instead.
Critics cheer. Abbott Elementary continues to be one of the funniest and most beloved shows on TV.
What y'all doing out there?
Taking bribes.
Proud of y'all.
Abbott Elementary. Season premiere Wednesday, 9:30, 8:30 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Curious about lip filler? Whether you want a subtle pout or bold plump, Juvederm lip fillers can give you a customized lip look. Juvederm Volbella XC and Juvederm Ultra XC can last up to a full year with optimal treatment, giving your lips added volume for smooth, natural-looking and long-lasting results. Whether you're concerned about your thin lips or simply want fuller lips, ask about Juvederm lip fillers at your next appointment with your licensed specialist. And download the Ally app, that's ALLE, the official loyalty program of Juvederm, to save on treatments. For important safety information and to find a licensed specialist, visit Juvederm.com. That's JUVEDERM.com. Not for people with severe allergic reactions, allergies to lidocaine, or the proteins used in Juvederm. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. There's a risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Talk to a licensed specialist to find out if it's right for you.
Sound familiar? Excessive daytime sleepiness could be a sign of sleep apnea. Take the symptoms quiz to find out if you could be at risk and learn more about sleep apnea at philips.com/sleep quiz. Start your journey to better sleep. Please note the symptoms quiz is only for information gathering that you can share with your doctor.
Turns out, a delightfully clean home can make for a delightful start to the day. At Mrs. Meyer's, everything we make is inspired by the garden. With plant-derived and other thoughtfully chosen ingredients, our cleaning products smell like a dream and work like the Dickens, leaving your home sparkly clean and your to-do list tackled in no time. Goodness, there's no better feeling than that. Mrs. Meyer's, rooted in goodness. Visit mrsmyers.com today.
I knew it. Another Herdat Media production.
Hey, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
So my mom came over today and she was like, your episode with Chantel was really boring.
Which one?
I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, you guys were talking about nothing. It was so stupid. I'm like, oh my. She was talking about the Potomac, New York one.
Oh, I mean, we literally covered 2 shows and Hot Topics.
Yeah, and I was like, okay,
she's
probably
just not interested in those.
Right. Like, I felt like she's probably not into Potomac or New York, so that's why she felt that way. But let us know. Was it boring? Because that kind of scared me. I was like, oh, I mean, I don't.
People liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I was just I wasn't expecting that. I was like, Roxanne, don't respond. I was like, hey. So yeah, that was interesting, you guys. So today, by the way, is House of Villains, and apparently they put it on Bravo, but no one knew that it was on Bravo, and it's actually going to be on E every Thursday. So that's the actual channel it's going to be on. It was just, I don't know, I guess like not a lot of people knew about it. So there's 2 episodes. We're going to talk about the first 2 episodes on our Patreon. So if you're on our Patreon, you'll hear it there. But on today's episode, we're talking about Orange County. I think we're going to touch on Salt Lake City. And are we touching on Salt Lake City, Chantal?
No, we're not, because you told me we're not doing that, so I haven't watched it.
Oh, I did watch it. Well, there is one thing
Mm,
I do want to talk about Salt Lake City. So, I mean, no matter what, you should be still watching just in case, because like
no.
we can actually like just touch on it a little bit.
No, if you tell me not to, I will not be doing it.
Well, okay, moving forward, Chantel will, so that we could maybe we don't like fully recap it just because we're not as invested right now. But are people liking Salt Lake City? Let us know if you guys are liking it. I just think, we always like will complain when there's not many housewife shows on, but when there's too many, it's a lot.
Yeah, like we were like on one, and then now it's like there's four. So it's like, can you just give me two or three and I'll be happy?
Yeah, it's too much. But with OC, I'm very invested. I'm very into it. So I
It is a
actually,
very good season. Every single
it really
episode really
is.
does hit. Like I laugh, like I cry. I don't really cry, but like I
I
really am.
cried this episode.
I really do enjoy it. Like it's actually a very, very good season.
Yeah. Well, so this episode, let's get into the episode. The episode, the ladies, they're all together, and Jen tells Shannon Alexa's reaction to her text. So Shannon then, in response, proceeds to read Alexis's text back to, Shannon basically saying, "You're not invited to this trip." And the text says, so from Alexis, the text says, "Since you're hosting this amazing trip to Europe, you can afford to pay my future husband his 75,000 that you borrowed from him." And it's like, why is Alexis even inserting herself into Shannon and John's finances? It's so cringe. I don't
Yeah,
understand
it's
it.
no, because it goes to show you that she's like behind all of this. Like she's
Yeah.
behind all of it. It's
She's
clear as
hyping it
day.
up.
Yeah, she's hyping it up for sure. She's clear as day telling him, don't sign those things, don't do this. Like the fact that
Mhm.
we're now like this was like in March and we're in what is it, October? This lawsuit is still going on is literally mind-boggling. And
Yeah.
she even said on Watch What Happens Live they're still going through it because he just keeps asking for weird stuff. And so
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's just crazy. And second of all, um Bravo pays for these trips. So, like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like, she's not coughing out like $25,000 to fly these
I
ladies. Like,
know.
JetBlue sponsored their damn trip today. Like, we saw JetBlue everywhere. Like, they're good.
Yeah, that was so interesting, and it's like maybe some people don't know, but Bravo covers the cost. So even what they do is they'll ask a housewife. So the producers pick a housewife, and they're like, "You're gonna host it," unless like a housewife volunteers. But typically they pick what would make most sense. So Shannon's gonna host it, and this is why it's Shannon's first time. It makes sense. It's like Shannon's season, Shannon's birthday. And so she hosted it, but just because they host it doesn't mean that they're paying for everything. Unless like it's like Kyle Richards and Kyle's like, "I have a private jet, just come in my private jet." Yeah, she's covering the cost for that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I
The
and it's
house and the hotels are all Bravo.
yeah, and it's like Alexis even acting like she knows any different, or like she's trying to, I guess, like trick the viewer. I don't know. It's just so stupid, but you just like we said, it shows you that Alexis has so much involvement. Because I do believe if Alexis looked at John and said, especially because he apparently loves her, and she said, "Listen, drop this. I'm over it, and I don't want to be a part of this." I do feel like he would listen to her, but I feel like she is not all the way there, and she hypes it up.
Yeah. She lives for the
Yeah.
drama. And sorry, it's clear as day.
Well, and I know that, in interviews, she keeps saying, that we weren't able to see the good side of her, but nothing she could have shown would be able to fix these scenes because she literally believes she's in the right.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, "I'm trying, I'm doing everything." And then she'll go and send that text to Shannon.
Oh, 100%. And then you kicked out those people. You kicked out Katie and John like the day, like be after or that day. So it's like you're just a hot mess.
Um, it was great news hearing everyone's mammogram was normal, by the way.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. Like that was so scary. Like I was so scared for half of them.
I know,
Jen
yeah.
reveals that she had a lump and stuff. So it's like, okay, like you guys, like let's get these. Make sure we're
I know
taking
these
care of
tests.
ourselves.
Yeah. So the ladies are getting ready for London, and
Wait,
by the way,
but
I
did
am
you?
gonna touch on the
Okay,
Heather
yeah.
stuff, but I was gonna
Mhm.
touch on it later just because, whatever. But the ladies are getting ready for London, and I'm glad they've decided to go somewhere different. I feel like Orange County tends to go the ocean route, the
Yeah,
resort.
they're always in
Yeah,
Cabo. They're always
yeah,
in, that place that Vicky always goes to, and then yeah.
yeah. Tamara talks to Eddie about how she apologized to Jen and basically says that Jen gave no emotion back. And that's the thing is Tamara wants Jen to blow up. She wants Jen to go off, and she hates that Jen gives her nothing back.
Yeah, I'm happy about it.
Because she was like, Jen just responds like that, and it's like, well, yeah, because you are looking for her to react to you so that you could be like, oh, she's crazy, and she's not giving you anything.
I wish you wouldn't even talk to her. How
I
about
know.
that? Like, it's like I don't even need to hear your apology. Thank you.
I
Bye.
know. Ryan's read on Tamra is so on point. When
So on
Jen,
point.
yeah, when Jen talks to Ryan about being in London with Tamra, Ryan says that Tamra's going to apologize and then do the same thing and apologize. And Jen in her confessional is like, Tamra's apology is just words. And that's why Jen and everyone else is over her.
Yeah.
Tamra tells Eddie that she understands Jen sticking up for her man, and then she proceeds to call him a little bitch. Then she says she can move forward with Jen if Ryan isn't involved. And I don't understand why she's so fazed by Ryan. It reminds me of like when you're in school, you have a crush on someone, maybe they turned you down, you can't stand to see them happy, so you just talk shit about them and then kind of bully them because you're just bitter that they don't look twice at you.
Yeah, and especially the way that they keep going about it, like the way that they keep calling him a bitch, the bitch boys. It's like, okay,
Oh my
guys, are you guys okay
gosh.
over there? You two, like they're like loving, like having this like commonality or something, and it's just like really, it's like off-putting because it doesn't even make sense.
Tamra
Like I
gives me the
understand.
vibes. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I understand. Like if like we saw him doing these weird things, but he hasn't. He's actually been a man about the situation. So
Okay,
let's reverse that.
you know who Tamara reminds me of? She reminds me of, if you watch the documentary of the Mendez brothers, and not the show, not the Monsters
Are
by
you the
Ryan Murphy.
prosecutor?
Yes. No, you guys, Tamara reminds me of the prosecutor.
Oh
No,
gosh.
she really does. Like, she really does. Tamara reminds me of someone who just, like, she has no emotion. And because you're a man, like, just like even with the men getting abused on that documentary, it's like, oh, they should, it gets looked at differently than maybe if a woman was abused by their parents, sexually or whatever, especially at that time. And Tamara just reminds me of that person who downplays anything a man goes through and thinks that a man shouldn't defend themselves or shouldn't feel a type of way, and if they do, they're a bitch. And it's like, you know what's a bitch? When your husband probably married you just because you are able to support him in everything. Like, again, we always say this, but I'm sorry, majority of the businesses that Eddie has ran, the podcast that Eddie has is under two T's in a pod. Everything is through Tamra. So it's like, I mean, to me, that's more of a bitch than someone defending themselves.
Yeah, or how about no one's a bitch and like let's get over this word and stop calling people it.
I guess you're right. Am I stooping low to her? Maybe a
Yes.
little bit. You're right. Um,
But also Eddie has inserted himself in the problem in the drama, so like he does get a little bit, but yeah.
yeah. Again, the hypocrisy, because
Yeah.
Eddie on his podcast has men from the show on his show as well, just like Tamara does, and they talk about housewives. Like, Eddie talks about other housewives from other shows and talk shit about them. I mean,
Which is weird because it's
that's
like
the biggest bitch move ever. I
yeah,
mean,
and
I'm sorry, I'm doing it again, but
yeah,
that's
but
crazy.
it's just weird because like he seems like he wants to he's like beneath it or they're beneath it to like talk about these people or talk about things, like he acts that way.
Yeah.
And even though his wife doesn't, but it's like so crazy now that he's like stooping that low to sit there and like talk. I don't know.
Yeah. It was so awkward with Heather and Katie when they got to the airport first, and Heather's just still acting really. I don't know. Heather bothered me this episode. I can't believe I'm saying that, but just
I know that's where I was gonna say. Me and you are gonna have different opinions.
yeah. I don't know.
Because of that.
Yeah, and then so Heather's still acting awkward with Katie. It's just not that serious anymore. Like, it's like
But I agree 100%. But and then I will talk about it when we get to the scene later with them too.
with Katie and Heather.
Yeah, when they were like, well, like just because like
I know. I felt like there was like nothing else with Katie and Heather.
well, no, because like no, they throw digs at each other like crazy. So like they're having a nice moment, then Emily's like pointing like
Oh
what's going on
yeah.
here,
Oh
and
yeah.
then like but in both in their confessionals, both Katie and Heather like say a dig to each other. They're like like Heather calls Katie boring, and then like Katie calls her something like an ice queen or something like that. Like she's like just whatever.
Well, but because like she is acting like that towards her, so I
They're
get
just
it.
they're just both funny. Like I both laughed at both of them because I'm just like, oh my god, they're like they both know how each other are, and they both know that their friendship's never probably gonna blossom unless something changes.
Why did it look like no one was on the flight to London?
I know because no one goes to London in the middle of their winter from here, so maybe they were like the only ones.
Okay. Well, I did like seeing Heather having fun getting on the mic to announce Shannon is single. But again, I'm like, is anyone on that plane? And I was disgusted by Emily.
Nasty. Dr. Pepper, I'm so
Emily is too much. She really is. I really,
I think that's when Katie's like, "What in Ohio is
I
this?" And I was like,
swear.
"Oh my gosh, right?"
So scary. I was confused about the penthouse sleeping arrangements with Gina and Shannon staying together instead of Gina and Emily, and then Shannon would just stay with Katie and Jen. I feel like that would have made more sense.
Well, they did it. They pulled out of a hat though. It wasn't
Oh,
like
they
she.
did? Did I miss
Yeah,
that?
yeah. It
Okay.
literally there was keys in a bucket, and they passed it all around.
But then how the hell did Heather and Tamra get together?
I know because like it just happened to be that way. But like I low-key
Please.
thought like Emily was mad that she was with Katie and Jen, but it's like you should be happy to be with them because she probably felt like she was like missing out on something, you know?
Yeah, knowing Emily, Emily's like looking down on the newbies, so that's why.
100%. Uh-huh. When it's like
I
you should be happy you're with them.
I really hate that Heather's so nice to Tamra because we've seen Tamra be so shitty to Heather, and it's like Heather just bypassed all of that.
I'm, really seriously, like you guys hold me accountable. But if Tamara's ever mean to Heather, I do not give a shit. I don't care, Heather. You deserve
Yeah,
it.
you're so
You
right.
deserve it. I will never. I will not feel bad for you ever,
Yeah.
ever, ever. So like, please, like Tamara, come after Heather next.
Thank you! I couldn't have completed this project without a little extra coffee. And since I brush with Colgate's Pro Series toothpaste with an expert-level whitening for a vibrant glow, I could show up to set each day camera-ready and smiling wide.
Well, Kelly, looks like a little Colgate gave you a lot of confidence.
Colgate Optic White. Find it at all major retailers.
So, you want to be a marketer. It's easy. You just have to score a ton of leads and figure out a way to turn them all into customers. Plus, manage a dozen channels, write 1 million blogs, and launch 100 campaigns all at once. When that's done, simply make your socials go viral and bring in record profits. No sweat. Okay, fine. It's a lot of sweat. But with HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools, launching benchmark-breaking campaigns is easier than ever. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our game-changing FlexPath learning format lets you set your own deadlines so you can learn at a time and pace that works for you. It's an education you can tailor to your schedule. That means you don't have to put your life on hold to pursue your professional goals. Instead, enjoy learning your way and earn your degree without missing a beat. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
My name is Lorne Michaels. I'm the producer of Saturday Night.
The whole night?
Yeah, the whole night.
Based on the insane true story of the first time Saturday Night went live.
You ordered a llama? Yeah, we all decided it was much funnier than a donkey.
Saturday Night, rated R, now playing exclusively in theaters.
Next season because I will not feel bad for you, especially like you could tell they're in such cahoots with a lot of things, and it's like I can't with you too.
Yeah, you know what? Because last season we defended Heather so hard because I do like Heather, and we defended her so fucking hard. And it's like, okay, if you're not going to defend yourself, like why are we defending you?
Exactly.
And just so you guys know, we're at BravoCon, and we know for a motherfucking fact that Terry can't stand Tamara's ass. So. It's all a very weird ass relationship, and I know that Heather values what her husband thinks and all that stuff, but I don't know. You're so right, Chantel. Like moving forward, when Tamara does decide to turn on Heather,
I'm sure it's all strategic, and one thinks that they have the upper hand. Who the heck knows? But I don't really care. I'm excluding myself out of this narrative between you two. Like I'm done.
I know. I am Jen, by the way, and Jen is me. When when Shannon gifts them, and then Jen was like, "You could have given me a knockoff. I would not even notice." And that's literally me. I never know the difference.
But they're so dirty. They flash back to like a sweater that was like a knockoff.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you're not a name brand person, but please no one.
Yeah, see, I'm not a name brand person.
I don't have a lot of name brand stuff. Like I have like 2 nice purses that I buy myself, but like please don't give me a fake either. So.
No, like yeah, I mean I do have like my push out gift. I got a Prada baby bag, and I got a Prada something. What was that? What was that thing? My Prada thing. What's that? The thing that you wrap
like
around
a belt bag. Roxanne, yeah, just it's okay.
But yeah, like exactly. Like I don't care about it. So
yeah,
you've
never cared.
So like I mean, I can get those things. Like I just don't care, and I don't want it. Like I rather just nah, I don't care. And I don't take care of my stuff. Me and Chantel, everything we've ever got that was nice, we like throw it on the floor. Like we're the worst type of people to have nice things.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just like, but I also never know when people are wearing stuff like that. Like I'll literally look at someone, I'll be like, I don't like that outfit. And then Chantel will be like, that's like $3,000. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Roxanne does not know name brands. Like
Yeah.
I definitely can tell.
Yeah. By the way, I cannot with Tamra. Tamra takes any opportunity to come for Shannon. Like to Shannon's face, she's gracefully accepting the gift. Behind Shannon's back, she is bitching that Shannon is giving them a gift but won't pay the $75K to John, which by the way, Shannon did say she would pay it. And I'm like, shut up, Tamra.
And okay, like maybe like $300 scarves times 6 is like what? Like $1,800, $2,000. Like the gifts are $2,000. That's such a difference between $75K and $2,000.
Yeah.
And like yeah. Yeah, I just think they just like everyone and like they did that with Jen too. Like they make it seem like her getting Glam, her maybe paying $100 or however it is. Like the way they make it seem like so significant when it shouldn't be. And I'm like, you guys are so dramatic.
The girl on Watch What Happens Live actually pissed me off in regards
she
to
pissed
Jen
me off.
stuff.
Yeah, she pissed me off too. I watched her.
Because again, you guys, to me, I think it's the way they talk about Jen and the way they're like, oh, her parents pay for her, and then she needs to get a job, and it's like
the way that she made it seem like it was like privilege to have that. It's like, okay, so sorry that her parents have money.
And I'm so sorry that she's with a man who's taking care of her. Like, please, like that's what we all bitch about. That's what we all want. Like, we all want a man to fucking sit there and take us in and take care of us and take care of our family. When was that a bad thing? Like, when? What?
I know, and I was happy Shannon finally did like shed light on it because I feel like we've all been like focused on Jen and her making money, and Shannon's like, it was such like a nice thing for Ryan to sit there and take in this whole family. Like, kudos to him, and like that really is amazing. And it's like we're all focused on her. Like,
and if he didn't, what would everyone say?
Yeah, why isn't Ryan taking care of you?
Right, exactly. Everyone would be like, he's not a good man. Look how he's not taking her in. And it's like he's taking her in, and they're like, get a job. She's on this show, you guys. I mean, what are we not understanding? This is a job.
Yeah.
I don't know. That person pissed me off.
Yeah, it really
she basically like came at Jen, and she was just like, she's privileged and yada yada yada.
And just because like I like grew up very poor, and like I never look at anybody even like, oh my god, you're privileged because you had a parent who like was better off than somebody. Like that's just your life. Like everyone has their lives and they go through it, and like it is what it is.
That's such a good point. Like, and I hate that. I hate when people do that where because maybe they didn't have it, they're like, oh, you were just so fortunate and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, who cares? Like, let them be fucking fortunate. Let them
maybe she is. And maybe she doesn't need to get, that's why she doesn't want to get a job. And she doesn't need to get a job. Like, that's her prerogative.
She has backup. Like, okay, why not? I'm good. And again, I just think it's so shitty because so many women leave their job. I have someone that is a mom and at pickup she talks to me about how much she's struggling. She's like, I just don't understand how people do this, like how they work and then they pick up their kids and all this stuff. It's so hard. And nowadays, like, you need a 2-person income, and it's like, I don't know. Like, I just like when she was like talking to me about that, it's like, no wonder women stop working. And it's like anything could happen. They stop working. They're raising your kids. They're doing all this. And then all of a sudden you guys are no longer together. And it's like, get a job. And it's like, wait, hold on. The last 20 years I've been taking care of kids, which to me, again, I've done both, is harder than working. And I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say, but I don't know. It just pisses me off because I feel like there's so many women who leave their career behind to take care of children. And I just feel like that's what she did. And she's getting shitted on for that. And I hate it.
I agree.
Yeah. So apparently Shannon did ask John for a loan for this facelift, but I don't think that changes anything of how I view the Shannon John lawsuit. And I asked everyone on X, and everyone's like, no, I still like think he's a joke.
Yeah, and I think even on Watch What Happens Live, people like agree that they don't even consider it a loan because how much time has passed since he gave her that till when he filed the lawsuit? Like that's a factor. The second factor is that she did say she's going to pay you back then. She was going to give it to you. All you had to do is sign a non-disparagement agreement, and you still declined it. Like there's so many things. Like you could settle for half or like for whatever. Like it's like all these things are leading up to you just doing this as like a just for attention. So that's where you're just like a loser.
Yeah. Tamra then says she fell for Shannon to act, and it's like, when? And were you ever even friends with this person? Because I mean, I've seen season after season Tamra call out Shannon about things that she didn't like, so I don't even know why she's acting like she's like, I felt for it all this time.
Yeah.
They go on an excursion, and it gave me PTSD because when my mom took me and my brother to Hawaii, I was 16 years old. I don't know. It was honestly, I know it sounds great because it's Hawaii, but I swear to God, it was the worst trip ever because it was just me and my brother who's 6 years older than me, and he was like, me and him were not at that close stage, I guess. And my mom made us go on excursions and tours every single day. And I just remember being on the Pearl Harbor tour, and while I would appreciate it so much now, my 16-year-old ass just wanted to be on the ocean, and I just have PTSD from being on tours and excursions.
Oh wow. Okay.
I swear, immediately, I swear I was like watching it, and I was like yawning, watching them on it, and I was just
You're
like, oh my
privileged. You
gosh.
should not be talking like this.
I know, right?
I'm kidding. I'm just like making fun of people.
It was when my parents actually got divorced, and it was like my mom's like, she's like, I need to get away, and so she took me and my brother, and like my brother had his own room. I didn't even see him the whole time. I was sick. It was the worst trip ever. And yeah, I was like, I don't know. And then my mom was just like, also, she's like cheaper, so just like when I don't know, it wasn't a good experience, you guys.
Okay, your mom
Anyways.
listens to this, so let's not.
Oh my God. I'm just kidding, Mom. Thank you so much for doing I forgot. You know, it was nice.
Thank you for taking your daughter on a Hawaii trip. My mom has never done that, so thank you so much, Aunt Mona.
Well, the one thing about my parents both is they are vacation people. So we constantly went on vacations, and it was the best thing ever. And they brought Chantel along with
Yeah,
us.
I came on
But
a lot of them.
see, with my dad, when my dad was included, which is funny because Chantel's related from my mom, but when my dad was included, Chantel was always included. But look how my mom didn't include you in this Hawaii trip. And that's so messy. Even like, you know, me and my dad went to Mexico and Chantel came, and it was just us three. And then when my dad got remarried, it was us four.
Yeah, that's really
This
scary.
is really scary, you guys. It was really scary. Yeah. Okay, anyways. Tamra has admitted, you know, by the way, that she anticipated viewers were going to go in on Shannon after she had a DUI. So it explains why Tamra is so aggressive with Shannon throughout the season. She literally thought everyone else would be, you know, just the same, and she thought that she was going to come out the hero. Like, yes, Tamra's calling it out. Tamra's holding her accountable. That's literally what Tamra thought was going to happen.
Oh, for sure.
By the way, Gina proudly saying she does her own glam. Oh my God.
Okay, like Gina, that is not a props to you because
I
you
know.
need to go back and relearn some things, okay?
Oh my
Like she does
God.
decent, but like it sucks because okay, she's not paying for it, but like don't knock people down because they know they probably can't do glam, and if they did their glam, it would look like yours, and they don't want to look like that.
And someone,
So-
yeah, someone wrote on X, they were like, yeah, and it's noticeable, Gina. Because for real, Gina, this is not a flex. Like, you kind of got it right this season, but it took you 5, 6, 7 seasons to get here. And even here, like your confessional, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like she does too much because I do my own glam. Like I even did my own makeup for my own wedding, and I look good and it looks fine, and like it looks good. I don't know about you and what you're doing, but maybe you need a little person to help you.
See, like, I can admit I am Gina. Like, I can't do it myself. I always get my makeup and then I'll get a blowout done, but I always get my makeup done for occasions because I cannot do it myself. Or I probably would look like a Gina. And so it's like, at least like I own that. And I you know, when I have glam, I'm feeling myself. I'm like, let's get 300 pictures. Let's take some pictures. But when I do it myself, I'm like, ew. So,
yeah, like if you had the money and we were on vacation, you would for sure 100% bring a glam team.
oh my God, if I,
And
yeah,
so-
oh, I would.
Yeah, so like it's like if people got it, let them do it.
Yeah, 100%. And like okay, first off, people are brutal on social media, especially when like they're on a page where you don't even know it's them and you can't see like who they are as a person. You know, they're the loudest people and they're talking shit about how you look, and I mean like us talking about Gina, but like also like I'm owning that if I did my own glam, like I would have so many mess ups just like Gina did, you know. But people just talk so much shit. So it's like, of course you want to get your makeup done. Of course you want to look good. You're on TV for everyone to judge you and say crazy ass things.
Exactly.
I mean, look at Katie though. Like she doesn't. Half the time I felt like she wasn't even wearing makeup in London, and she looks so damn. She just has really good skin.
Yeah, no, she really does.
You know, I asked her what she does, and she said some salmon shit. What the hell is that?
Oh, did you say salmon semen?
Yes.
Oh, but like that's like more new though.
Is
But like they
it?
basically, yeah,
Well,
they
because
basically
I'm
put
telling you, she's like genetics. Like she just has good
yeah,
skin.
yeah,
But
they basically put like salmon semen on like your face. I don't know what they do once they do it, like if they rub it in with like that like machine or something. But yeah, it is a thing that a lot of people are doing in like Cali.
yeah, okay.
Hmm.
I love Jen and Katie's relationship. I love when the newbies come together. I think that's the best thing you could do as a new person. They talk about the Ryan and Tamara stuff, and it just seems like Jen's over it. And yeah, they finally go up to, or where did they go? They went to dinner, and you guys, the Tamara bringing up no one asking Heather about her mammogram was so set up. I can't.
Oh, that was so set up. And then too, but like you guys, Shannon came in this dinner looking very sus of drinking. Like she looked messy even before the
Oh,
dinner.
I didn't notice that.
How? Like even before the dinner when Emily and Gina went to her room and like she's trying to do her hair, like I swear she was drunk at that point. She was.
Wow, I did not notice that. I need to go back. See, because like when I'm writing notes, maybe I'm not like looking perfect, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe I missed that. Shannon says that she did hear Heather cheering, so they assume she was good. And we do see a flashback of Shannon and Jen. They're both happy and they're like clap. They're like, hey, she's good, like she's in the clear. And I feel like most of the ladies also just came out and said they were good and they didn't wait to be asked. So I think Heather's like kind of going through it, and maybe because she found out that she's a 40% chance.
Yeah, I think that like they could have just I mean, I don't know. Like it was like such a weird situation. Like I don't think their intent was there. So for everyone like
Yeah,
for
I don't
her
think there was bad intent at
yeah,
all.
exactly.
Yeah,
So for her to be like, you guys didn't ask about me and
it was
like and
weird.
yeah, like but then let's get to the part with Gina because Gina's reaching like a motherfucker.
Well, I wrote Gina's funny because she always has something to say, but in her confessional, never face to face. But on the previews next week, we do see her confront Heather.
Yeah, but like she's reaching so far. Like you waited like months on months on months,
Yeah,
and like this was like a 2-day probably occasion, and like she wanted to bring it up because
yeah.
maybe
There's no
someone else hyped her
compare.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
there's
no
literally no
comparable.
comparison here.
By the way, I was crying when I watched Katie cry when she talked about her mom giving her up at 15 years old. I just, first off, I can't believe she has a mom that's 55. That's fucking scary. And because that's like, isn't that like some of their ages? Isn't that like
Yeah,
Tamara's age or something? Or
yeah.
Shannon's?
Tamara's like
Yeah,
57.
that's so
Hmm.
crazy.
I want to know if like did it go down? Like what happened? Like I would love to know a follow up with this story. I'm
Yeah,
so
I
intrigued.
I I wish it was filmed. Like
I
I'm kind of annoyed that it
know.
wasn't. So I don't know. I'm curious. We need to ask
Well,
Katie about it.
can you imagine the birth mom in Korea? Like she's gonna be filmed on a show. She's like for the first time, like absolutely not.
I know. Yeah, especially because like she's probably like low key ashamed that because it's not like she wanted to give her up. You're 15 years old and
Yeah.
and I'm sure oh my gosh, they're like us where it's like you're pregnant. There's no, where
Yeah. Oh my
they're like
gosh.
you're
Because it's
not having a baby at 15.
painful.
Yeah. Emily is so annoying though, because Heather was asking follow-up questions and then she ruined the moment and she's like,
Yeah.
wow, you and Katie are actually communicating. I just need to point it out. And then they stopped. And I was like, shut up, Emily. You're so annoying.
She was
Tamara,
really in this episode too.
yeah. Tamara asked about the lawsuit just so she can bring up the Jeff Lewis comments. And Tamara truly has ruined any moment that could be a nice time by coming after Shannon. And of course, Tamara says she sees John's point of view. Tamara says that Shannon lied on the Jeff Lewis show. And then Heather brings up the photo that Shannon showed her and says that when Jeff asked her about it, she said she never thought about it. And Heather says, that's not what you told me. And it made me feel used. Could it be that Shannon was just opening up to Heather in a moment of vulnerability and didn't want to go into it on the Jeff Lewis show?
Yeah, I agree with that, but I do kind of see like the trend of Shannon a little bit playing victim and like getting so like leaving the table and start crying for all these things where it's like she's trying to make it seem like that was a moment of like me and you like going together, but you did it during filming. Like you knew the cameras are in front of your face, like it was gonna be shown no matter what. So
Right,
like
but Chantal, that was at the moment where she heard the news where like People magazine and everyone had run it and all this stuff and it had gone on there. Like it had literally happened at that moment where I remember I even said I can't believe Shannon went to the dinner or she didn't go to the dinner because of how crazy it was. So Heather just happened to be there in a moment of something happening, not for the reality show in current time, where she opens up and she's like look at this. She's like freaking out and crying. So yeah, it's on camera, but also like on the Jeff Lewis show, maybe she's not thinking about it. Like she's not in the moment in the headspace where something crazy just happened where she's like, see, and then look at this.
Yeah, no, I agree that like she didn't need to go on Jeff Lewis and like spill all her tea at all. And I think that for them to bring that up is weird and make it seem like, but why would you lie on Jeff Lewis?
I
Like,
don't think Shannon was being strategic at all when she opened up to Heather. Heather just happened to be the person there when shit was going south at that moment.
Yeah, I don't think it was being strategic. I think that for her to act like a victim and make it seem like I told you this in confidence, and like that was like that's a problem where it's like, okay, you were on camera, it was going to come out no matter what.
Yeah, but I don't think she was even making it like she told her in confidence, Chantal. I think she was just saying, like, I was opening up to you. Like, I thought you were trying to be there for me. I was opening up to you. I mean, opening up to a friend and saying some shit on the Jeff Lewis show is two entirely different things.
Then, but why is she mad that Heather is like now weaponizing her about it? Is that like what she's mad
Because
about?
Heather's saying, I feel used. You used me. And I'm like, bitch, are you fucking kidding me? I used you? You were there in a moment of something happening to me, and I opened up to you, and I thought I could open up to you, and now you're telling me I used you.
Yeah, I can see that. I just do like low key just don't this episode really did make me think a little bit more about Shannon though. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, I don't know. Shannon says that it was a day she was emotional and chose to confide in Heather, who was in there. And of course, Tamra's nasty ass is like, you're not the fucking victim. And it's like, well, we're all seeing it that way. Most of us are. So, okay. Tamra just wants to get a reaction out of everyone. Shannon leaves because she's getting attacked for the 100th time. Like at that point, I'd be like, dude, stop. I'm not your punching bag. Like I thought we were good, Tamra.
But she wasn't getting attacked. Jen stuck up for her. Gina stuck up for her. It was literally just like Heather and like Tamra like running her mouth. She was being dramatic.
But I don't think she was being dramatic at all, Chantal. Because Tamra, for the 100th time, it's like we're finally at a good space, and now here you are coming at me again, and now you're like, you're not the victim, and it's like, okay, who the fuck said I was a victim? Like, shut up. Stop inserting yourself. Stop always trying to, just like even at her birthday lunch the day before, whatever the hell they went, Shannon had to make bullshit, or Tamra had to make bullshit comments. It's like, don't hang out with me then. We're obviously not good. But Gina does stick up for her. She's like, who cares? Does that even matter? It's not even relevant. And Shannon's like, walks away. She's like, I hear you guys still talking about me. And Tamra's laughing. It's like all a game to Tamra. She's like, well, it looks like you're in jail.
It really did though. Like, like that was not a right like place for her to start yelling at that side, It was really messy.
Tamra then says, I wasn't trying to do anything, but it's like, yeah, you were.
Yeah,
you bring these things up. You're the strategic one. Gina checks in on Shannon, and Shannon is like, I'm going home, and then she orders a drink.
Yeah,
and I'm
very scary. Very. It's not okay. I swear she walked into that dinner with already having drinks.
You guys, like, low key though, I would be doing this when the cameras are off. I mean, just because I don't want people to talk shit. So I do think that stuff is weird.
And you have Tamra in her confessional, or like, and the person saying she's gonna go to the bar and grab a drink, and that's exactly what she did. So it's like, Shannon, you're not making yourself freaking look.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Go to Blinds.com for 40% off site-wide. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Whether you're making a delicious family meal or a post-workout snack, choose the farm-fresh taste of Eggland's best eggs. Only Eggland's best hens are fed their proprietary all-vegetarian feed. That's what makes their eggs more nutritious. With 10 times more vitamin E, 25% less saturated fat, and 6 times more vitamin D compared to ordinary eggs. Eggland's best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
The time for holiday hosting is upon us, so make your second bathroom second to none with HomeDepot.com's best savings of the season. Right now, enjoy up to 40% off select online bath. Find the latest on-trend styles of vanities, faucets, showers, tubs, toilets, and more, all at prices that will let your budget relax right along with you and your beautifully renovated bath. Get up to 40% off select online bath plus free delivery at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see HomeDepot.com/delivery for details.
Good. I don't think that was her intention either, but still.
I will say I've never been so disappointed in Heather because to me, Tamara's like a big narcissist. She's like, when someone uses terms like honestly or I'm just going to be honest with you, they're lying. And Heather starts adding other phrases. And I'm like, Heather, what are you even doing right now?
That's the moment I was like, seriously,
Like,
I'm never
shut
sticking
up,
up for you
Heather.
this
Yeah, like,
this
what are you
relationship.
doing? You're on the wrong side. This isn't like you. Please, like, do not stoop to Tamara's level. And I'm so glad that Shannon has come with receipts about Alexis, who lied and said that she had no involvement with the lawsuit involving Jim Bellino, because we see a text from her in 2018 where she absolutely mentioned she's involved. And, I was like, ew, am I liking Gina? No, I got, yeah. Yeah, and then to me, like Heather and Tamara, they're so out of touch this episode because they kept saying that Shannon's been caught, and I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah, again, I think it's like in they didn't know how it was gonna go, so it's like it feels like they are. Well, we know what side Tamara's on, but it feels like Heather's trying to play both sides a little bit because she doesn't know, like she doesn't know how to feel because she's friends with Alexis too.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Shannon did go on Watch What Happens Live today, and she said that John said he's willing to accept the money at $75K if Shannon also puts out a statement saying that he's generous.
Yeah, he's disgusting, you guys.
Nothing is going to fix your reputation at this point. So
But
enough
at
is
this
enough.
point, like, can she just do that then? Because that's not gonna fix his reputation. It's gonna make him look like a loser, and it's gonna make her look like a done.
I
Like, just do it
agree.
at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's so hard to say, but it's been like 8 months, and I'd be so over it.
Yeah. No, I agree. So,
I hope she finds a man, and the man's like, "Here's a 75K. Say this, bye," and like then they would look, and then they break up, and then there's nothing else, happening there.
I hope her and David get back together.
Oh,
That's scary, huh?
yeah. I don't see that. They're on
I
like
know.
different lifetimes.
But yeah, I think that's about it for Orange County, y'all. So I thought it was a great episode overall.
Great episode.
Yeah. Well, be sure to tune into our Patreon where we have 2 additional episodes and ad-free episodes as well. Thank you guys so much for listening.
What did you want to talk about with Salt Lake City?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I don't know. I was gonna just talk about like the whole like the Whitney business stuff and how,
Okay.
yeah, but
Oh, so they finally confront her
yeah,
about the
they
Alibaba stuff.
do. Yeah, and she
Did
was
she
so
deny it?
pissed. Yeah, she denied it. Of course she did.
Oh, Whitney, there's receipts, okay?
Yeah, and she like said that it's messed up that if like, she's like saying if Meredith really cared, she wouldn't put it on camera. It does get sticky when you do like put someone's business where it could really affect their business. I don't know. That does get a little bit sticky. I don't
I
know.
know, but it's like
kinda
nothing.
fucked up.
It's like it's so hard because there's nothing like off. Like everything's like, what's that saying? Everything is on.
Nothing's off limits.
Yeah, nothing's off limits.
When
There
you're
you
on
go.
a
So it's
reality
like,
show, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's like I don't know. It's so hard to judge every single thing sometimes.
I will say I've always liked Angie, and I feel like this season everyone's jumping on the Angie train, and I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah, we've
we
been
always
there.
liked her, like, and everyone always like hated on her for some weird reason.
Also, have you been watching Love Is Blind USA, the new season?
So it's so crazy because I started it, but you know what I realized, Chantal? I hate the pod portion.
Oh, that's so. Yeah, no, I can see that sometimes, like,
Oh my gosh,
especially
I
when they're not
hate
interesting.
it.
Yeah, like especially when they're
Yeah.
not interesting. But it is a time where, like, you can see them liking each other. I will say this is probably one of like the worst seasons I think they've had in a minute. But because like there's not that much drama, and then also the people they picked, you're just like, whoa. But then there is
People
a
are going
couple.
off on TikTok.
I know because there's some drama. Like finally now the last 2 episodes we just saw. But my favorite couple is Taylor and Garrett. They are literally goals, and like they were just made for each other, and it's like so crazy that they found each other in the pods.
What were you sending us? Like you were sending us these girls that look completely different from when they were on the show.
Okay, don't put me on display here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no, I mean, no, it's just that I mean, they're making fun of themselves too. So there's a girl named I think it's Hannah. She was like a really like thickety thick on the show, and you could tell she had a lot of like issues like around her weight, but then she's also very confident and a very aggressive woman. Roxanne, she's you need to watch her because it's something that we need to take notes on and not to do with our mans, okay? She takes it to the next level. But
I
like
saw
post-
clips of her on TikTok doing
Yeah,
that, and I
she's
was
very
like,
scary.
she's way too confident to be acting like you have more confidence than you should to be acting like
Oh,
that.
so like basically with them two, the whole time you were gonna think that maybe when he saw her, he was gonna be like, "You look nothing like maybe what you described," but
I saw people were saying that he was doing that as an act, where he wasn't.
No, to me it seems like he's genuine.
Okay.
She kept shitting on him so much, but I think it was like a lot of the girls kept thinking this guy had like BDE, like big dick energy, and like when she saw him, she was like, "He's so much shorter than he said he was. He's not what I thought." And it's like, okay, you should be the last person to be able to like 100% judge, you know? Like no one knows what each other's look like. So it's like she kept going hard on his looks, and he's like, he's okay, he's decent, you know? So it's like,
Because
it's
he was a
crazy.
football player, and he told her the position that he was in, and the position that he was in is actually that's like the
They're
guy's
small.
body build. Yeah.
They're small. They're kickers. They have nothing to do with like punching.
So everyone on the comments on TikTok is going off, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Is she stupid?" Like, and
Yeah,
apparently she was a cheerleader. I'm like, you don't look like you were a cheerleader. Like, I don't know, understand why you're like overhyping yourself, right? Was she a
Exactly.
cheerleader or no?
I don't. Yeah, she was, and then she like she's. But then she did say like she lost 40 pounds in the last year, so like, you know, I don't know if that look would help someone understand. I don't know. It's hard. Like, but they shouldn't even be talking about looks anyways. Like that's the whole point. But it is funny. But and then there was another girl. She was just a little bit thicker, and I was just showing you guys how much weight they've lost, you know, since then, and it was crazy because they look like different people.
Ozempic.
It shows. But like, why wouldn't they take Ozempic before the show then? Because they haven't seen how they look on the show until now.
Think,
It's just
Chantel, it's like right now, if you and I were to go on a show and we saw sides of us, like, you know, like this girl was obviously very confident. Like she probably thought, you know, sometimes like you think first off, like
Roxanne, they just are now seeing the show. It's just airing now.
Right, but I'm sure that they like, you know, knew that they were gonna get big or famous, and like, you know, like you're like, you know, or maybe we don't know. We don't know when they get pre-recordings or things of that sort, or maybe even just like a photo and they're like, ooh, or they see, you know, a certain side. Like I should know, like we would be the second season people, where we'd be like,
second season glow up. But wait, there's
would have
another
second season glow
guy.
up.
So there's another guy. This is probably what you're seeing on TikTok a lot, and you let me know if you are. But there's another guy. It's I forgot his name, but
the one where she was like, "Can you stop talking?"
Oh no, that guy is crazy. He literally
They're all over TikTok, but
Yeah,
last week everyone was on his side. This week everyone hates him.
Yeah, because he was sexting another girl, and like basically cheating on her, like texting, and
Ugh,
exactly.
disgusting
He's
loser.
nasty. Like he's such a, you know, I actually picked up on his weird sex fetishes. Like the first like 4 episodes, I was like, this guy is weird. Like I don't know what this girl's seeing in him. Like I always like caught on that like this guy was weird. I would never like this guy. And
Guys, love is not blind. The show does not work.
No, it does work though.
I don't know.
No,
I just
there's so
I
many
see
people
some-
that actually are still married. There's people that have kids. Like I really do think it works.
I don't know.
But then there's another guy. That's I think this season they really did not know how to pick them. There's another guy who basically like on the they get engaged, and like now he tells his girl that he tells her that he's a sperm donor for 3 kids, and he's uninvolved. And the baby mama came out and showed every picture how he's involved. He's an involved dad. He was
I hate people.
And he, like, Roxanne, they were having conversations about how many kids they have. He never once brought up that he had kids.
Ew, my God.
So he's getting a lot of shit too. Yeah, exactly.
Good. I mean, that's like a disgusting red flag. Ugh.
But how would the casting not know that? Like, how would they not see that he has kids, and then they see that he's lying about, like, not saying he has kids?
Maybe he's not like posting about it or anything.
I don't know, but like she came in receipts. Like there's photos of them. Like there's professional photos. There's Christmas photos of him being a very involved dad. Really scary things.
That's so crazy. I just saw a TikTok video of a guy who was like a sperm donor, and then he ended up actually being really involved with the kid, and he paid for everything, and then she gave like 10,000 up front just to pay for child support, and then for 4 years like is in her life, and then all of a sudden he finds out he's not the actual father. Yeah, and his family's like this. Dude, TikTok is crazy. It really,
Yeah.
really is. All the Florida. And by the way, Chanel, we haven't said anything about Florida. That is so fucked up. I've literally been crying every night watching TikToks about what's going on in Florida. So our
But
thoughts
it
and
really,
prayers
but
to you.
yes, 100%. But you guys, like, it was Hurricane Helene that was crazy. Like this Hurricane Milton was like a Category 2. Like, and that's gonna
Chantal,
seem.
please stop.
No. I'm being serious. Like, there's literally so many things. Like, I'm a hurricane
Chantal, like you
girl.
need to stop. I'm watching people's houses get destroyed and
No, of
everything.
course. But like,
What are
I'm
you
saying it. No,
saying?
but I'm saying like the way they made it was like a Hurricane Category 5. Like, it was crazy. It ended up being Hurricane Category 2,
But
and
what
there's
happened in
flooding.
Tampa? I mean, no, people's houses are destroyed. It's honestly the sad. You need to shut the hell up right
No,
now. 'Cause, like,
no, you're not listening to what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that what happened with Hurricane Helene in North Carolina and those areas is who we should be sending money and be praying for, especially more than the Tampa. That's all I'm saying.
but it's not about like more or anything. It's just
It
like
is though. Like
it's
if you're gonna put efforts,
really
let's go there because it really was. It destroyed. You need to see it. You need to see it.
yeah. I
Have you
mean,
not
all
seen? Have you not
all
seen that guy Lieutenant Dan that everyone's talking about in Florida? That he lives on a
yes,
boat.
I saw his thing, but again, different. And I know that he's very religious though, and he kept saying, "Listen, I'm gonna be fine because God's gonna be on my side." And he said, "What did he say?" He said something about Noah's. He's like, he's like the only person who survived was. What did he
No,
say?
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
but all I'm saying is though, like like they ended up catching up with him today, and like they posted him as well, and he was like, he even said he was like Hurricane Helene was way worse than this hurricane, and he's
Yeah,
like, I
but
just went
I
through them.
know, but again, I'm like seeing people's like house destroyed, them crying, their kids freaking out, them in 7 foot water. Like, yeah, everyone's. I'm sure there's areas that were worse, there's states that were worse, but right now, like seeing those people what they're going through is really sad, and we just like haven't acknowledged it, which is really fucked up. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and we're definitely praying for you guys. And I mean, even if there's something we can donate to or
I have.
something.
I'll send you a link that I
Okay.
donated to. Yeah.
Okay. Well, um, that's all. I think Chantal's gonna get canceled after that.
No, I'm not.
So
I like talk about like the way the hurricanes numbers are. I've always been a hurricane person. If people know me, like I've always been tracking them when they come. And so like that's all I was just trying to say is that like there's sometimes social media will hype something up when it wasn't as crazy. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying houses weren't destroyed or flooded.
okay. Anyways, you guys need to move to the Midwest, is what we're trying to tell you guys, because things like that
Yeah.
don't happen here.
Yeah,
So
Michigan I think is probably the safest.
it really is.
And
I mean,
Ohio.
I'm sure there's like been a tornado or something, but I mean, we haven't experienced it. So
Yeah, we haven't seen tornadoes in a minute. Like they do hit sometimes, but like not around us. We
I
haven't
mean, in
seen it.
32 years, like we're 30. Are we 32? Yeah, we're 32. That's so sad. We're 32. Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
That's enough out of us. Well, have a great day, guys. Bye.
Bye.